and opened her eyes and stretched her body. She felt the pain in her head. She sighed and pulled herself up and rubbed her head. I shouldn't have drank that much. Something clicked her, and her eyes slightly widened. Where I am? She was in an unfamiliar room, and she gulped while looking around. She stepped down from bed, and her gaze went on her body. She was wearing a man's shirt, and her body was smelling like him. She got nervous while thinking how she came here and why she is wearing a man's shirt. She gulped down her saliva and headed out of that bedroom with slow steps. She was looking lost and looking around in the house. The house seems completely empty. Does anyone live here? She was on stairs when her gaze went on a figure who was cleaning the floor, and her face clenched on her clothes, and those past horrible memories started flashing in front of her. Mrs. Park, a shiver ran through her body by thinking, is she again trapped in hell? Zoya looked towards Wine and bit her lower lip. Wine gulped and started taking back steps, and her body hit in someone. She turned her head back. Jimin. He was glaring Zoya. Zoya lowered her head. Jimin left a breath and looked at Wine. Don't get scared of her. She's just a maid here. Maid? He nodded his head and held her hand. Let's go. He started walking away, and Wine took a glance of Zoya. Where I am? In my house. Her heart skipped a beat. You said you won't cross my path until I wish. He felt heaviness on his heart, and he left her hand. You were drunk there in restaurant. I couldn't leave you there like that, and you were not telling password of your apartment, so I ended up bringing you here. He cleared his side, and she nodded her head while biting her lower lip. Get dressed, your clothes will arrive in some time. She shot her head towards him after hearing clothes. Who took off my clothes? I did. He took a glance of her, and her eyes widened. What? How can you just take off my clothes? You vomited and your clothes were dirty, so I had no option except taking off your clothes, as I don't have any female maid here. But I wasn't looking at you. He again cleared his side, and she again nodded her head while biting her lip. I'll go. He started leaving the room, and on meantime someone knocked on the door. Come in. The door got open, and Jeshu came inside with a paper bag. Hey, Wine. He smiled widely, and she too flashed a smile. I'm proud to leave from here. Spoke while coming in front Wine and took back from Jeshu. What happened, boss? Nothing happened. Leave. Jeshu nodded and went out of that room. Why did you react like that? You just came to give me clothes. I didn't want it to say him you only insert. Wine looked at herself. She was not wearing pants, and her cheeks slightly got pink in embarrassment. He kept the bag on bed. Get fresh. He went out, and a sigh left her mouth. Wine came downstairs after getting ready and looked around. There was no one in the house. She sighed slightly and heard some noise coming from the kitchen. She went towards the kitchen. Hey! He flashed a smile after seeing her. In return, she too smiled a little, and he blinked. Did you just smile? She left a deep breath and nodded her head. I learned to smile again. He smiled widely. I'm glad to know, and I'm very happy to see you again. You know, I was so much worried for Boss. I always felt he's suffering for you. But when I saw him bringing you last night, I felt relief. He smiled. Wine didn't say anything and took a deep breath. Were you okay on a new place? I met a lot of good people there. She looked around, and her gaze went on Zoya, who was doing something in living room. See? Jisoo took a glance of her. She's made here. Don't worry. She won't do anything with you. She's completely helpless. Wayne again took a glance of her. And they won. Jisoo stared at her for a few seconds before answering. He died. Huh? How? Don't you remember? He got shot, so he died. Wayne frowned, but it was one bullet. That too in his leg. He died in one bullet. Everyone died except her, and boss gazed her. I thought Devon is still alive and he is in prison. Light followed the cracking sound of door opening and the dark room got slightly bright. A man was lying on cold floor and he opened his eyes after hearing footsteps. He was looking very weak. He ran his gaze and it stopped on a figure who came inside that room with a plate food. Get up. He put plate on table and stared at the lying figure. I told you to just give me. It's going to be 4 years. Now how long will you do this with me? Jimin smirked and bent down a little. I gave you a good life and this is how you are paying me back. Good life? About which good life you are talking? About that life where I was not allowed to do anything by my own. I was strong and powerful but my hands were tied. Are you talking about that good life? He kicked Devon and he groaned. Stop it. Please, can't you see I'm weak? Jimin smirked and nodded. Yes, I know. You are weak. You are the weakest man of the world. Devon didn't say anything as he has nothing to say. He was helpless. His body was completely weak. He was getting only a small portion of food which was only keeping him alive and he got hit by Jimin many times. Jimin always takes out his anger and frustration on Devon. Jacob didn't arrest Devon as Jimin wanted to punish him by himself. He caged Devon on a place where no one can find him. Wayne stand up from couch after seeing Jimin. Let's go, I'll drop you. She nodded her head slightly. Thank you. He didn't say anything and took a last glance of her before driving away. Wayne sighed and turned to go inside building and her gaze went on a familiar figure. Jack. He was also looking at her. Wayne sighed slightly and started walking inside when he called her. Hey, wait. Her feet stopped and he came to her. Do you have something to say? Jimin is fooling you. He is not innocent. Wayne stared at him while poking her tongue in her cheek. Was he the one who cut your lip? Jack's face clenched. Your expression is saying he gave you good treatment for others and I know. He's not what he was showing. He is dangerous, right? Jack remained silent. By the way, why did he cut your lip? For daring to forcefully kissing me. Wayne just choked, but Jack's jaw clenched and her eyes widened slightly. Was this the reason? He didn't say anything and walked away, and Wayne left a deep breath. One entered in convenience store and looked towards the seat where she sits, and she saw him. He was sipping coffee and had a noodle box on table. She took a deep breath and went to his counter. "Hello, uncle." "Hello, wine." He put her chicken noodles on counter. "Thank you." She took that and went towards the seat, while her heart was thumping loudly in her chest. She cleared her throat and he turned his head towards her. She quietly stand there and he got up from seat with his tub. "You can sit here." He walked away and she kept looking towards him. He went on doorstep and turned his head to take a glance of her before leaving. She looked out of glass wall. It was raining outside. She sighed and put her stuff on table before going out of store.